drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers.
Oh, no.
5 beers.
Welcome in to the Beers and Ball Show. My name is Eddie. I'll be the host. But guess what? Joined again by my co-host.
What up?
My co-host, Drew. How the hell are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
You know, it's Thursday. Minnesota's losing by 14 right now. Justin Herbert slicing, dicing of those Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, he did throw a pick six and they just called it back.
Do you think that has anything? Do you think FBI's going to go check out that guy? You think they're going to do a little investigation on him?
No.
Well,
they like the Chargers. They're a big market. They're not going to mess with that.
Well, before we begin, Drew, you know, our viewers know, there's one thing we got to do before we talk about ball. What is that, Drew?
We thirsty. We need a drink.
We got to drink some beer, goddammit. Yeah. Cheers to you, Drew.
Let's say cheers to this.
And also, ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, also, go ahead and please like, subscribe, and comment down below the team you want to talk about. We want to get you on this. We want to get you on here. We want to talk ball with you. So drop down below in the comments what you want to talk about, and we'll get you on. Drew,
yeah, we need some Lions fans on here.
So bring it on!
I need some Lions or Vikings fans. You know, some division rivals, especially if the Vikings lose tonight. I know that's what y'all would be happy.
If you want some Eddie bait, bring it on, Lions and Vikings and Bears. Oh my!
And speaking of the division, man, you got a big game coming up, and you know that the media has been talking. The media has been talking about your boy.
Yeah, you know, and on the last episode, I know I kind of went on my little rage bait with shout shows that we like to call them, shout shows. Colin Cowherd, Chris Sims. I mean, they're still idiots. I mean, I'm not taking anything back.
Oh yeah. Well, they've been saying Rodgers is a big. He's extra motivated to beat y'all just because it's his old team, and you know. That's the easy narrative, but what's the breakdown narrative?
Well, I'll start with this. Is like when Rodgers was my QB1, when he was my guy, and you remember when he was my guy, I'd defend him to the ends of the earth.
Oh, I know.
I'd defend 12. When he left, it was time. You know. Yeah. And to look at this narrative, like the thing about Aaron Rodgers is he's a lot like any great player. When you're topping your profession, you ain't a nice person. You're a fucking asshole. You know, you find ways, just like when Jordan would take things personally. You know, he'd find little things to take personal just to get that little chip on his shoulder. Like Aaron Rodgers is the king of that in the NFL, finding little things to stack up to have a chip on his shoulder. So I don't put it past him to kind of play this fake out of it's a revenge game. It's not a revenge game. I don't put it past him to do something like that. But I think what's more interesting the more I've thought about this, and do you want to know who the one person the media is forgetting about, Drew? Do you know who the one person is?
I don't.
It's Jordan Love. And how he plays into this factor. You know, I would really understand this revenge game if this revenge game narrative is when the Packers let go of Rodgers, that they went into obscurity for 2 years and then drafted Jordan Love. But Jordan Love was drafted in 2020. Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers were great friends coming up. Rodgers did 100 times better than Brett Favre did to Aaron Rodgers. He did to Jordan Love. He really did an amazing job with him, and there's been so many great things that come out. Hell, he even said today, that he's going to do a jersey swap with Jordan Love after the game. You know, that's where this revenge narrative isn't a thing. But let's dive deep into it. Let's play the hypotheticals. Let's play the what ifs, right? Let's say there is some sort of narrative that Aaron Rodgers actually believes is there. I want to do the tail side of it. Why can't this be a Jordan Love prove it game? Where he proves to the organization, to the fan base, anybody that needs proving to, that this was the right decision to move on. because there is no other direct line of sight that you can have where you can literally compete against the guy you got rid of. And yeah, he's 3 years older, but he's still slinging that rock around, you know? He's got 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and like 1,200 yards. And they have very similar completions to attempts. I think it's right around 6 in difference in completions to attempts. It's kind of scary. But there's no other direct line of sight that you can be like, this is a one-on-one competition, even though they're not playing on defense, but still, let's use our brains here. It's Jordan Love versus Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I mean, I think, there might be a little something there because, he used to be his mentor and he's trying to beat the guy that, was under him coming up. But, like you said, they're good friends. So it's probably some friendly competition going on there.
That I believe. Friendly competition and just overall two high-level competitors competing. But I don't think there's anything revenge outside of Aaron Rodgers just not caring for the GM and probably the coach, and just going after that. But it's not like at this coach and at this coach and at this player and this player, this player. Like there's only, I think, 7 players on the Packers team right now of the 53 that ever played with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And all 7 have already came out and said glowing things about him. On how wonderful it was to play with a competitor like him and how great he was as a teammate. So it's like there's no negative things. And it's not like Brian Gutekunst is going to be on the sideline during the game trying to cuss out Jordan or Aaron Rodgers. It's not like his win. Even if the Steelers win, it doesn't. There's no like gotcha like he did against the Jets. Like that. That was a revenge game against the Jets. This is like an appreciation. I believe in when he says this appreciation to go back and see people that he was spent, most of his adult life with. Like he named trainers, photographers, people that work in all different levels of the staff that he is excited to see. And I like when he says that, he's glowing and like smiling while saying it, I believe it.
Do you think that's going to affect his performance at all?
No, I think he's still going to play his game. It just depends on if the Packers are going to let him play that game or not.
Gotcha. So I know you said the last pod we were on, you were going to hold him to 13 points at the most.
Yeah.
You still you sticking to that?
Yeah, I am because I think this is a game that the Packers play 4 quarters of football.
Yeah. No, it's definitely it's going to come down. It's going to take all 4 quarters for either one of these teams. This is not going to be an easy game for anybody.
Yeah, I think because when we played the Arizona Cardinals last week, which was week 7, Packers played 6 games. That was Arizona Cardinals scored 3 points in the first quarter. That's the first 3 points this entire Packers team gave up all year so far. It was 3 points in the first quarter. So I think, and I don't think this Steelers offense compares to any, if not maybe one of the teams we played when it comes to offensive output. It just comes if you it's getting the little things done on this defense end to really get Rodgers to hold the ball so that Micah Parsons can come in and do something, or Rashawn Gary, or one of our interior guys, because he's getting it out faster than anybody else right now. He has like a 2.5 snap to throw like time right now. That's really been killing the Packers the last few weeks. Is you got these older quarterbacks are just getting the ball out quick. So if we can hold up and let Micah do what Micah Parsons does, I mean, this is Micah fucking Parsons.
Yeah,
you just hold up on the back end.
There's also another thing y'all got to do to make sure you win.
What's that?
Is not have 10 penalties for 94 yards. That would help.
You baiting me now, aren't you?
Yeah, that's just insane. And then you said that's normal for y'all. So.
It is. That's the crazy part is that it is. Yeah. And like I said before, if some of that is like DPI or defensive holding, I'm okay with that because that shows my corners are playing physical, not just letting guys run free. I'm okay with those. Pre-snap penalties, I do a lot of bad things to my wall.
Well, those come on the road quite frequently with the loud people on the slant.
And here's the crazy thing: we had 10 penalties, and the Cardinals were playing in a silent count. Their offense was in a silent count, and we were playing on the road. And we still had 10 penalties, but I don't know. I don't know if we had any like false starts or any pre-snap on offense. I don't think. I think all of them came on defense, if not just regular like holdings. I don't know if you see a breakdown of it not. I just see the 10 and I'm like, that's bad. I'm okay with like 6 to 7 penalties a game.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
Yeah, that's pretty average, but 10 hitting the double digits especially for almost 100 yards.
If you're getting close to triple double, if you're getting close to triple, well, a lot of those came though. A lot of those came on 2 plays. Where there was one where there was a 3rd and 23 that went on the offside holding. I don't know if it actually counted or not against like penalty yards. No, it wouldn't have because they didn't accept it. But I'll tell you 2 reasons why that game was closer than it wasn't though against the Cardinals. We had a 3rd and 23, jumped off sides. And then players just stopped playing as if they thought the play was going to get called dead. And there was somebody wide open. Like, we can't have that. Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator today in his presser set, was talking about the miscues and the pre-snap penalties they cannot have to keep teams off the field because Aaron Rodgers is going to get players to jump off sides. I mean, that's his bread and butter is grenade team, that's his bread and butter to get somebody off sides. And he's probably going to get Micah off sides. Because he's ready to go with his line. He sees red. I get it.
What's the motivation for Micah to get a sack on Rodgers?
He's a guy. He doesn't need motivation because that man loves football more than anybody I think I've ever seen in the NFL. Micah Parsons loves football. The way he talks about the game, how relentless his effort is, like. That's something you can't teach. You're born with the level of love that he has for the game. I mean, he gets double teamed 70% of the time, damn near. Imagine how demoralizing that is, and he still has relentless effort, snap in and snap out, and still has that motor to keep going. Like he's just a man just loves ball, and he approaches the game the right way. He's everything you want in a player that you're paying that much money to. So that's his motivation. He just loves ball. He wants to. He's a winner. He's a winner. He's a competitor. He wants to win football games.
Definitely worth 2 first-round picks for sure.
Especially if they're 32nd overall picks.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. I actually seen something the other day, or I actually watched a documentary thing. The guy was saying it's actually better to draft like in the middle to later of the round. Like you have a more chance of hitting a star player.
Yeah, if you hit more middle to early second, it's just as good as a late first. So if you're not drafting in the top 10, you're not getting a premier player esque. So you're
getting guys who could be under the radar, but are still.
Well, you're getting more guys that are ready to play now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That you can plug in and play now. That are not top level players. They're your more needed positions. Your defensive linemen, your guards.
Yeah. That's what we did a lot in the draft this year with the Panthers. Like a lot of our rookies are in the draft are playing this year.
So speaking of the Panthers, let's do a little transition. But before we do a transition, let's drink some beer.
Let's do it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So, and the MVP is getting ready to play in Bank of America Stadium. Josh Allen's coming to town. He's like Santa Claus. He's coming to town.
He is.
You worried about Josh Allen?
Yeah, definitely. He's like I think he's the best quarterback in the league, and I think the Bills are just a very talented team, very well coached.
I think he's the best quarterback in the league with the worst supporting cast. When you look at other great quarterbacks, their supporting cast. I mean, outside of James Cook, who does he have? I mean, he has 2 good tight ends, but like he doesn't have a great receiver that's going to go out there and win.
Yeah.
Like I think the only reason the Bills are a top 10 team is because of Josh Allen. And without Josh Allen, they're a bottom 16.
Yeah, he's just that good. So I mean, you can't ever count him out. And especially if our pass rush has been kind of lacking. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, we're definitely gonna give him a rough day. Because that's what we've been struggling in the most. So as long as we can stop the run game, we definitely got a chance. But yeah, I'm excited to see him come play. I mean, I'm not going to the game, but I would like to go, but it's funny that a couple weeks ago you would have looked at this and been like, oh, this is gonna be a blowout, and now everyone's kind of thinking that it might be pretty close. But
Yeah.
I actually saw a video today of Bryce. He was practicing, not practicing like full practice in pads, but he was out there kind of moving and
He
throwing
ain't
the
playing.
ball. So.
Don't get your hopes up. He ain't playing.
Yeah, he's probably not going to play, but
No, he had a do not practice. He was on the sideline working with the rehab team. He wasn't actually practice. He was a do not practice on the injury report. He ain't playing.
No, I don't think he's going to play. I mean, but like I said, I'm excited to see kind of what the offense will look like with Andy.
Now, before we get to how the offense will look with Andy Dalton, I almost said Andy Reid. How do you approach your rush against Josh Allen? Are you going to try and get after him, or are you going to try and just keep him in the pocket and see if your defense can win? I mean, there's no real right answer on approaching Josh Allen, but what do you think the best approach is for this defensive line of the Carolina Panthers going after Josh Allen?
I think we're just going to have to blitz him because I think our secondary is pretty strong in our corners. So I think our best thing is going to do is to either blitz him so he either can escape, or send our 4-man rush and keep I think Trevin Wallace on a spy. That's the best thing we can do because I mean I don't see another way to contain him really. I mean he's so big and so fast, and if you put a spy on him, I mean if he breaks that one tackle, he could go for a long way. And so I think we're probably going to blitz a lot, keep the pressure on them, trust our corners to lock their guys up. Because like you said, they really don't have any premier wide receivers. And, we got some solid corners in JC and Mike Jack. So
yeah, they don't have really anybody that's going to beat you on the outsides. You're just going to have to try and hold up the best you can with what you got almost, You're just going to have to try and do your best on those edges. Now let's move to the offense. Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket. Quickly tell me about what your expectation is for him, and how do you think he's going to either make this offense better, worse? What do you think?
I think we're going to see a lot of different kind of play styles. I think Bryce was more of like a play action kind of roll out, get out the pocket, kind of find a guy who's open in space. Andy is a guy who can like sit in the pocket and really just rip it downfield to a guy running on a post or something like that, or an out route. And I've seen Bryce do it a few times, but I think Andy's can do that consistently just because he's got that good arm strength. So I'm expecting to see some deep shots. I mean, we're playing the Bills. We got our backup in there. We got to pull out all the stops. I mean, or we can just give the ball to Rico 30 times and hope he goes off again.
I like that idea.
But I think this might be the week where we see a deep play action pass to Jimmy Horn Jr. over the top.
The easiest way to stop Josh. I think we might get it. Yeah, I mean the easiest way to stop Josh Allen is not have him have the ball. So if you can rip off 4 or 5 like 6-7 minute drives, and just take the air out of the game, not allow him. I mean, I've seen that happen against Aaron Rodgers so many times when he was a Green Bay Packer, was teams just did not allow him to have the ball, where they would just run first down and have a good run game too. Like Rico in Cuba running it, almost like here, get 2 or 3 runs and a pass to get a first down, and just have those 10, 12, 13 play drives. That could be the biggest difference in this game. To at least keep it close, because I think it's got to be the same mentality as you came in against the Cowboys, because this Bills offense isn't as good as that Cowboys offense is. The difference is that Buffalo Bills defense is better. They got a decent defense, and I mean they can of course any team can get beat, obviously. So I think you just keep it close till the end, and then you just try and keep it close and hope you have the ball at the end of the game to go get a win.
Yeah, I mean that's really good to hope for. I mean that's the best we can do probably. I mean they're a Super Bowl contending team, we're supposed to be. So if we can keep up with them to the end of the game, I think that can prove to the fan base and to a lot of people out there that we can actually hang with a lot of people on the team with a backup quarterback. So and imagine if we had an elite quarterback, what we could do.
So Bryce Young's not elite, huh?
No, I hope he is in the future, but
Well, let's talk about a
Yeah.
couple other games on the slate this weekend. I know another big one this weekend is a rematch from 2 weeks ago, Giants and Philly. Do you think the Giants pull it out against Philly? I mean, they'll be playing in Philadelphia. I think Philly's only like a 3-point or a 3-point favorite, I think. And you got actually, wow, 7 points, 7.5 points. I would cover the spread on the Giants. What do you think about that game? Do you think Jackson Darton's Cam Scattaboo do it again? The crazy Caucasians.
Yeah, I mean, I think they got some juice in them. I mean, I don't know if they can pull off the Eagles in Philly. I think that's going to be a tough feat to accomplish. But I know Philly's going to have. They got a lot of problems right now in their clubhouse with their guys. I guess the chemistry's not getting along well.
Things. I mean, they're just not. Just not able to do the things that you need them to do. Now I'm looking in. Next game I'm looking into is this Chicago Bears, Baltimore Ravens game. I think it's looking like Lamar Jackson's gonna start. He practiced today in a limited capacity, which is good. Now, if he practices the rest of the week, I think Vegas is seeing him as playing because the Ravens are 7-point favorites. So I think they think Lamar Jackson's playing. What do you think? You think if Lamar Jackson plays, do they beat the Chicago Bears, who are on a 4-game win streak?
Yeah, I could definitely see it because it's definitely going to be a change of pace because he hasn't played much this year.
Yeah.
So I think the Bears will kind of not be just ready. You got to prepare for a guy like Lamar.
There's no. I don't think there's a way you can prepare for Lamar. And then I think the closest thing you could probably get is Caleb Williams based off of how he plays outside the pocket. But you can't prepare for Lamar Jackson's speed.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But I think anytime you have a new quarterback come in, even like Andy Dalton coming in with the Panthers, it's like for the opposing team, it's like you don't really know what you're going to get.
There's really no tape on there.
It's an advantage, but a disadvantage at the same time because they might be good at the beginning, but then if they figure him out quick. But Lamar Jackson, I mean, there's no figuring him out. I mean, he's this unstoppable. So
he is.
If he plays, man, I think they can pull it off. I mean, the Baltimore. He's one of those guys. He comes back in the game. The team's like, all right, let's get after it.
I think it's the team feels like there's life in the team when he's on the field. When you had like Cooper Rush on the field, they just didn't feel like there was any life there. Like you're like, if you got down by 14, it was pretty much that's a game. Let's just pack it in. Yeah. That's a game. And we're only gonna hit like the big games here. I mean, there's some pretty obvious blowouts that are gonna be this weekend. So let's just hit some of the major games in our opinion. I think I said on our last pod that I have the Panthers winning. I think I got you winning by 3. I think that's I believe that's what I said, and I stand by it. Dallas, Denver. Who you got?
Dallas and Denver. I'm gonna go with Denver, man. Yeah, that defense is hot, man. I know the Cowboys got a good offense, but if we could do to them, hold them to 27 points, I think the Broncos hold them to 20.
I just think that Bo Nix is so good. I think he's so good in this Sean Payton offense. They don't have any stars on that offense, but they can score like the best of them.
Yeah. They really turned it around, man. I mean, when he came in, when they had Russell Wilson, it was
bad. It was bad. And Denver has the best corner in the NFL in Pat Surtain, and he's going to at least lock up either George Pickens or CeeDee Lamb. Whoever's on his side, he's going to lock up. So you only have to deal with one of them because Pat Surtain ain't going to get worked like these corners that he has been playing. He's the best damn corner in the league.
He was in the same draft class with JC.
Yeah, Pat Surtain is the legit top dog.
I can't remember if we picked JC after or before him. I can't remember. I feel like we picked him before. We picked him over Pat Surtain.
Yeah, I mean they're very similar. They're very similar. Pat Surtain just blew up and just productivity. refresh my memory. Last pod. Did you take the Packers or did you go with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No, I went with the Packers. Jalen picked the Steelers.
Of course he did, that prick.
Nah, no. He's a Duke fan, man.
He is, isn't he?
He needs help. He needs help.
Yeah, that line has moved a little bit. And there's really like the rest of these games, like that Monday night game, Jaden Daniels isn't playing, so that's not really a game against Kansas City on Monday. Indianapolis versus Tennessee, not really a game. Tampa Bay versus New Orleans, not really a game. Cleveland versus New England, not really a game. Miami, Atlanta, not. This is the most like touchdown spreads I've seen in a long time.
What about the shit bowl over here, Miami and Atlanta? You think Miami can beat Atlanta?
No. No, I don't see, like, if they played 100 times, I don't know if they even beat them once. I really don't.
If they lose to Atlanta, are they firing Mike McDaniel?
If Miami loses to Atlanta, I think they're just in tank mode. I don't think you move off Mike McDaniel. He's too good of a coach, and I just don't think he has the parts around him. I mean, their highest paid player isn't even playing with, Tyreek Hill with basically having a peg leg going forward. And Tua, who keeps coming into the media saying, I can't see over the offensive line. Like, you draft a quarterback. You're tanking, and you're drafting a quarterback. Yeah. But I don't know if there's any good quarterbacks coming out, like, because Arch isn't coming out. So I don't know what college quarterbacks are out there. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe if that's where you want to go with it. But then he's betting his bet on a quarterback that isn't pro ready. He's going to have to start day one. I'm talking about Mike McDaniel's basis on a pro ready. When teams draft a quarterback in the top 5 and it don't work out the first year, they're fired. So he's basically putting his whole tenure with Miami on Lenore Sellers if it goes that direction, whichever way it goes. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if there's a quarterback out there right now that's going to help Mike McDaniel keep his job next year if he stays in Miami. But you know what? If Miami beats Atlanta, I will come on our Monday stream because it'll be too late by the end of the Packers game on Sunday night. On our Monday show, I will shotgun a beer.
Oh, okay.
And I will shotgun 2 beers if the Packers win as well.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. That is what's up.
Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us this evening. Let's finish with a beer break.
Yeah, man.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
And cheers to everybody else out there. Make sure, again, you like, subscribe, and comment down below with whatever team you want us to talk about. And Drew, any last words for our longtime listeners?
Yeah, man. Thank you for sticking around. We would love to have some of y'all on and some of y'all opinions. That's what the show is about. It's for the people.
That's right. So if we don't see you between now and Monday's reaction show, you guys have a beautiful weekend. Drink all the beer you want to. Eat all the red meat you want to. Don't listen to what the doctors say. You are the best in the world. Bye-bye.